Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello everyone.
Hi. Welcome to the first episode of the Next Door Engineers to Heroes. This
Thank
is
you.
a wow chat session. Freelancing, I'll give you a quick introduction of this seminar. Uh, Freelancing has been penetrating deep into our work cultures. Many have started already noticing it, especially in IT industry. Whereas non-IT industry has still a lot to catch up. Maybe because of myths, because of negative biases, or the stereotyping. To uncover these myths, share their experiences and success stories, uh, we have three engineers who have come forward today. I welcome you all once again. Uh, to begin with, Prashant. Prashant, who is a CAD designer, who's got more than 7 years of experience, who has worked with FL Smith, and he is a specialist in AutoCAD, SolidWorks, and Fusion 360. Uh, and I've got Raghavendran, who is a product developer who's got more than 2-3 years of experience in PCB designing, drones, embedded system, electronic manufacturing systems, and many others. Lastly, Mr. Vishwanand, who has got more than 3.5 decades of experience working as a Deputy General Manager in mechanical maintenance in Steel Authority of India Limited. He has been instrumental in maintaining many big machineries like turbo blowers, compressors, pneumatic, and many other mechanical industries. He's been helping steel and auto industries to design special purpose machines and installing heavy duty machines. Welcome to you all once again. Mr. Vishwanand, I'll go with you first.
Yes, tell me.
See, you have been doing freelancing for like quite some time now. Would you like to share one of your best experiences, or it could be the worst experiences so far?
No, freelancing is a kind of job wherein you should have thorough, in-depth knowledge in that field. Then only you can enter into that field. And it depends on your employer also, what kind of job he expects from you. And for that, we face a lot of problems if the employer has not properly understood the job he has given for freelancing. And in the same way, the freelancer has also not understood, means there will be a lot of problems. As such.
I totally agree
Otherwise,
with you. Can you please elaborate one of your best experiences as a freelancer? Can you elaborate one experience of yours as a freelancer?
yes, I have once one of my customer approached me for commissioning a Lasco press at Mysore, Cedar Forge. Now presently it is Cedar Forge Rasi. That press was brought as a junk. Means normally these people from India, they buy it as a scrap from there and they want it to be commissioned here. For that, they will be in search of experts who are in that field. And one of my customer came across me and he asked me, and I took up the challenge, and we were able to organize, and the employer was so cooperative also. And so because of that, we could able to organize everything, and we erected the machine, and presently the machine is working very well, and which I think the employer might have spent around 10 crores. Now the machine is worth 90 crores. It is working very well, and it is fully synchronized, and it is very well.
Customer is happy about it?
Yes, 100%. And the machine is fetching him, and he sold this company to Cedar Forge Rasi, and
Okay. Very nice to hear that story, Mr. Vishwanand. Mr. Prashant,
Yes.
what do you think freelancing, do we have enough opportunities in India? As a follow-up question, are there enough opportunities from the opportunities are coming from MSMEs or from large organizations? What do you think?
What I think is these days, especially in this pandemic situation, the opportunities has increased so much because now clients are open to hire a freelancer. Previously they were hesitating, like whether their project is safe or not, whether the documents they are sharing with freelancers is safe or not. Means even after signing the NDA agreement and doing all this IP, they are always having these IP issues. And also the price for they're offering to the Indian freelancer was not good. But after this situation, after COVID situation, the things are changing a lot. Means companies has started offloading to the freelancers if they are having more work, and so the things are changing now. Yeah.
Oh, very, very good to know that, Prashant. What do you think the opportunities are? Have they increased? Have you got any opportunities in the recent past from large organization, or is it mostly from small scale?
No, it's not mostly from large organization, because they don't feel comfortable with working with someone who will not able to provide the proper documents. Like most of the freelancers will not able to provide the invoices that they can claim with the GST number and all that. So that is one issue. Because of that, large organizations don't prefer to work with freelancers. Usually they will go with the registered consultant or anything like that. But MSME and startups, they prefer to work with the freelancers, because they feel that their work will be completed in a short time and they don't need to hire a full-time employee for that kind of work. So the work is coming from MSME and
Yes,
small
yes.
organizations.
Okay. Yeah, I understand totally. Raghavendra,
Yes.
what freelancing? Whenever I hear the word freelancing, projects that go into the freelancing or freelancers are mostly development projects. Not many revenue generating projects are being awarded to freelancers. This is a general notion. What do you think?
Mhm. Yes, I would accept with you because I would say design failures in R&D projects lead to next iteration. Okay, but design failures in the revenue generating projects is a major blunder, I would say. Okay, because when developing projects for revenue generating things, there are a lot of other aspects to be taken care of. Most important one is the bill of material. Most of the freelancers fail to see because me being from electronics background, I would say if there's a project and a PCB has to be developed, okay, people who just randomly get the schematics and everything from online and they patch up everything together and they just give the product to the employer, irrespective of seeing what bill of material is and what kind of components are available locally. Okay, so when these kind of things happen, employer are very skeptical to give the revenue generation projects to the freelancers. They create their own divisions in their companies if it's a larger company, and they just source it out within themselves. This is what I think.
Okay, so you infer that development projects are more being awarded to freelancers than revenue generating projects.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, okay. Vishwananda, uh, this the numbers speaks a lot. Uh, 40 to 50% of US workforce population. It was earlier 30 to 40%. Due to this pandemic situation, the percentage has increased, which is about 40 to 50% of the US workforce population are into freelancing. Whereas in India, it is only 1 to 3%. Where do you think we are lagging? Is there some course correction that we have to do, or is it good that we only have 1 to 3%? What do you think about it?
As Raghavendra already told, our employers are skeptical. One more thing. And earlier in India, we developed our own in-house technological manpower. So technocrats were hired, trained, and they were maintained in the industries. So they are not used to sort of giving the job to the outsiders. And this freelancing is definitely a different concept for Indian industry now. And it is slowly opening up out now because MSMEs are feeling the brunt. MSMEs are not able to get in-house technocrats because they cannot maintain them, and also they will not be able to get really good technocrats for their in-house work. So MSMEs are thinking that this is a better this freelancing is a better opportunity, and we will have to go in for freelance. That's why freelancing job is slowly growing in Indian these startups and MSMEs. But there are a lot of problems with freelancing. Freelancing needs both the sides coordination, that is employer and the freelancers coordination. And both of them should thoroughly understand the job before taking up the job or giving the job. And here we are failing in understanding. Employer also will not be knowing what he needs. He wants a sort of magic wand from the freelancer, and freelancer, that too youngsters, without having a thorough knowledge of the field, they simply jump into this, and then they will land up into problems, and afterwards there will be a lot of complications, and even payments will not be made to them, and their project will also be delayed, and all those things are happening in India. But slowly, both the sides, if they understand, and if there is some platform which can arrange this sort of things, definitely these things can be sorted out, and India will also open up for these freelancing activities.
Very
So
nice
I'd
know
like
that,
to add a point if you don't mind, Mr.
yes,
Rohit.
yes.
Yes, yes. So from the point of view of freelancers, it is majorly, I would say, income insecurities. That too, if
Yes.
you're, that is a major flaw actually. So I suggest minimum ground rules and minimum fare that can be set for particular nature of work will actually help to flourish the freelancer market in India. And I would say drastically the percentage will grow up when compared to US market.
Oh, that's a very good step forward in case if somebody comes up like that. You are saying minimum wage act has to be applicable for freelancers as well.
Yes, something like that. Because I would say the minimum wage will definitely vary depending on the work.
Of
Okay,
course.
but particular nature of work should have particular because I would quote 2,000 rupees for a particular design, and there are a lot of people, okay, who would quote well less than that, 500 rupees, 800 rupees, who are not very serious about the work. To be honest. Okay.
I get
So
it.
this kind of minimum rules and minimum wages will definitely help the freelancers.
Well, let's see, how that goes. Moving on to the next one. I think Mr. Vishwanand already told about some platforms or marketplaces. Prashant, do you think marketplaces like GoHype, I don't want to take any names here, but will any marketplace benefit freelancers, or will this help shape up the future of hiring? So what is your take on this, Prashant?
Yes, actually, I support this marketplace system because I also started my freelancing journey from these marketplaces. Since on freelancer.com, I am working from around 4 or 5 years. On Fiverr, last year I had started. So means I had a very good success over there also. Actually, these marketplaces gives you an opportunity to work with the clients that are not in your country. Means the clients from European clients or clients from UK, USA, also from Dubai, and from all over the world. You can grab a project. So it's actually a good thing. But the Indian platforms like GoHype, means I was like from very beginning I had seen that platform was doing good, but from the few days I can see that the marketing campaign or all these things are very less. So means the way they advertise their marketplaces, especially the big platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, freelancers.com, Google.com, it's very good. Means they have the policies, very good policies that will ensure that you will get your payment after completing your works. There are some flaws also. So means you have to learn to use those marketplaces very correctly. Otherwise, there is chances that you will get a spam.
Yes, you have to be very careful. That's what I also want to say. One is one negative feedback or one single star rating to over 10 5-star ratings will reduce your average from 5-star rating to 3-star rating.
Agreed, agreed.
I have
Completely
hired many.
Yes, definitely, because
Yeah, yeah. So I have
yes,
hired.
definitely, because Viswanand sir,
Sorry, go
Viswanand
ahead.
sir already said that means you have to understand the job before accepting that. Means you have to very clear about the requirements that what client is asking for, and you also have to very careful about your capabilities. Means what you will able to perform. So if you are means good with this thing, then it's good that you will able to maintain your ratings.
Yes. The best part that I know about these marketplaces in GoHive also is the payment protection. I think a lot of freelancers are facing this problem. Once the job is done, if they are not on the platform, then the payments, which I mean, as an engineer, we are not good at doing those kind of work like payment follow-ups and all. We have our own tasks to do. So the best part is payments are assured in a marketplace. The payments are already parked as a credit in an escrow system. So once the job is done, you immediately get your payment. Barring that, there are other negative points also, but the positive points outcome or outweigh the negative points. The next question is to Raghavendra again. This
sure.
awareness, I want to know how our employers awareness is. I mean, one is that, and then second is lack of understanding, expectations, communications. Because, I mean, you think employers are describing jobs or their projects properly, or is there any miscommunication which is happening? Raghavendra, what is your
Yes,
take on that?
yes. As I said earlier, the awareness of the employer is minimal to mediocre in India market for freelancers actually. Okay, even though they are aware of the people, even though they are aware of the profession called freelancing, they are very much doubtful and skeptical to lend their job. Okay, because they don't know each other. To be honest, that is the major flaw here. Okay, so I'd say if a company needs to hire a freelancer and they are willing to lend their job, and there are freelancers who are in a continuous hunt of getting a job. Okay, so there should be a marketplace or as you said, a marketplace or a platform where they can mutually meet. Okay, definitely these kind of platforms will create such opportunities. But I would say with the present communication technologies like using your emails or WhatsApp or over the call, or if the employer is locally situated, you can just go visit him. Okay, there is not a big communication hassle until and unless both of them know what they're doing actually. Okay, employer, Mr. Viswanand has already said, employer must be he must be very much familiar with what is giving, and a freelancer must be very much familiar with what he's doing.
So,
Until and unless, yeah.
The difference between IT and non-IT, what I have seen in the last few years, is the job description. The way the job is being described, the expectations which has been set in the beginning. In IT industry, I think the maturity has come. They describe their job very well. They know what they want from the freelancer or from the employee or whoever it is. Whereas here we lack in writing that in the beginning. I don't know for what. They believe. We all believe in talking over a phone or do a video conferencing instead of writing it as a document. Why don't we do
Okay,
it?
so
Something that
yeah.
bothers me a lot.
Agreed. So I'll say that in IT field, when there's even that you need to develop a software, the plan is very simple and the idea is very simple. Okay, so it can be easily communicated.
Or they make it as simple.
Exactly.
No,
So
it
Yes.
starts writing it down. It starts looking it as it is a simple task. When you don't write it down, I think it is a complicated task.
exactly. In non-IT field, to be honest, everything is physical. Okay.
Not necessarily.
Unlike IT, which is virtual. Everything will be behind your screen, and just a control alt delete will help you out to clear the bugs, as far as my knowledge. But from non-IT fields, it is very difficult to try because a small blunder and a small issue will create a lot of problem later. So that is the reason I would say this kind of communication is very much important.
Okay, final tips from Mr. Vishwanand. You've been so far successful. You have had a wonderful career over 35 years. What tips you think, where do the young freelancers start? And what are the basic skills and tools that a freelancer should possess? Mr. Vishwanand,
No.
what according to you, the youngster
For
should?
an youngster, that too for an youngster to jump into freelancing as a sole bread earning business, definitely it is very, very difficult in India now presently. Because if he ventures into it, as Raghavendra has already told, that assurity of that income definitely is not there. And avenues definitely are there. But getting the avenues also, that opportunities also has become difficult because employers skeptical. And they are not sure whom to hire, how to hire, and all those things. And for the youngsters, I always feel that for an youngster to make the journey in this freelancing, he should have a job in his hand once, one job wherein he can earn his bread, and that is assured. And with that, parallelly, he should venture out to freelancing slowly. And once he knows the intricacies of the job, how the job has to be handled, how the job has to be accepted, and all those things. Once he understands it, definitely he can take it up as a full-time business. Otherwise, definitely I always say that for an youngster, that too in IT field, I think they can venture out like that. But definitely in engineering field, that too mechanical engineering or any other this field work type of engineering field, they should not venture out as a sole bread earning business. The youngsters should be extraordinarily careful, and they should fully learn the knowledge that is, they should acquire all the knowledge, necessary knowledge required for the field, and they should be confident that I will execute the job. If a particular job is taken up and if it is not completed, then it goes into his name, and afterwards references are sought. When they give the job, employers are normally take references.
Yeah.
Once they know that this fellow has not completed a job in a particular industry, his name will not come up in the next this itself. That's why I always say that.
As they quote, a chicken and egg problem, which comes first, a chicken or an
Yes.
egg? So
Yes,
unless a
and
freelancer is a full-time freelancer and he is dedicating full-time into the business,
yes,
employers
yes,
are
yes,
skeptical to award the freelancing. Unless
yes,
freelancing industry grows,
yes,
most freelancers are skeptical to come
yes,
with full-time into this.
definitely.
Anyway,
And
I would
one more
say
problem is there. One more problem is there, that see, knowledge the acquisition and this, no, it needs lot of time also. See, an youngster who has completed his degree, graduation or masters or anything, directly he cannot enter into the field. He
of
will
course,
have to acquire the knowledge. So he
of
has
course.
to have a work experience wherein he has tried, he has mastered the art, and then only he will be able to deliver this. And also lot of field that is experts are needed. That is, see, particular field. I am an expert in hydraulics. I am an expert in mechanical engineering. But the same machine will have lot of electronics will be there in it, and this will be there. Electrical will be there. Civil will be there. So lot of field experts are needed to coordinate in a single platform and then work. So getting them all together, definitely there should be an this platform which should be developed in India, so that they can organize all these things, and they should discuss with the employers and the freelancers, and they can organize the both of them together. Then it will be a definitely very good workable solution, and definitely freelancing will come up in India, because there is lot of dearth of technical manpower in a lot of fields.
Thank you. Thank you. That was wonderful, Vishwananda, sir. Closing words from Prashant and Raghavendra. Prashant, do you have got something to say in the end?
Yes, especially if you're talking about the means newcomers who are coming into this freelancing industry, means it's not like just a project. It's not about just project. It's about handling your own business. So it's not about that you are a mechanical engineer, so you just have to knowledge about mechanical engineering. You have to learn to how market yourself. So you must have some digital marketing skills. You must have some I will say writing skills. You must have some social media skills. So you know how you can market yourself. So just and build your side by side, build your best portfolio. So whenever you get a chance to present yourself, you have something ready in your hand to show to your clients. So, and that portfolio must be eye grabbing. So at the beginning to chat get started, at least you have something that must be eye grabbing. So this is the way you can start. Also, one more thing I want to add: if you are working on these marketplaces, like I said before, 3-4 marketplaces, so you have to very specific about the time zone. That the time zone, when I say time zone, means you are competing with the complete world, the freelancers from Bangladesh, Pakistan, those freelancers who are means insanely keeping their price low for any projects. So whenever you are bidding on that project, so try to bid on a very means I will say different time zone. So say in India, if we are in India, we have to bid on the projects, especially when there is a night in the Pakistan or Bangladesh. So we are competing with only European freelancers. So this way we can increase our prices and compete with the means proper manner. So this thing I want to add. So portfolio is the most important thing, and learn
Yeah, that
to
is
market
a
yourself.
good hack. So I think a lot of freelancers will definitely take a good hack from you, Prashant. Thank you so much. And any closing words from Raghavendra?
Yes, definitely, definitely. So I'd like to say that there must be support and recognition towards the freelancing profession from the industries. Then only this particular profession can be established and thrived. So it is a mutual benefit. Okay, and even the freelancers, they should know what they are doing. Okay, to be honest, because there are a lot of problems from the employers also when freelancers are unaware about their condition, their skill condition. Okay, as well as the employer's condition. Okay, so there are a lot of things to be taken care of by mutual parties.
Hello,
So this is
voice
what
is
I would say.
slow. This.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, all of you.
Hello,
Wonderful. Okay. You've got some closing comments, Mr.
Raghavan, Rohit.
Yeah. No?
Hello,
Yes,
Hello?
yes. Go on.
hello, Rohit. I am not
Yes.
able.
Okay. Thank you so much. I think we are running out of time now. I'll get in touch with you individually after this program. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank
I
you.
hope
Thank you
this
so
Thank you.
much.
session
Thank you.
will kickstart much more sessions going forward. Thank you once again.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.